only bad people keep being negative worse than you originally called them out for in the beginning. If you try to work something out with someone, you find yourself trying to fix something with a person, usually there's some communication that can happen to where you could work things out with the person. All right. If you're having an issue and someone's unaware of something that's happening, you communicate with them, you work it out, and usually you go from there. People can't change what they don't know. But when it comes to a person that is aware of what they're doing, and this person is hip, this person is just choosing to be a bad person. All right, and there are sadistic people out there who choose to be bad people. But when a person doesn't want to fix the situation, there's nothing else you can do. All right, once you call someone out for something that they're doing, and they show you countless times they want to continue it versus discontinue it instead of making it stop, this person is just going to keep it going. That's a toxic person right there. That person is wanting to create an issue for you. That person wants to create a problem for you. They want to see you all out of shape. They want to see your focus thrown off. They want to see your mood change. They want to be able to be a thorn in your side. All right, they want to be able to take up your day with the problems that they have to give to you. And what's bad about it, because it's good to them, but it's bad for us. It's bad because it's someone that is, targeting, trying to single you out, and you don't like that. But you have to realize that there are certain things you're gonna have to let go, and certain things you're just gonna have to move on from. Sometimes you hold on to something because you think a person can change. Sometimes you're holding on to a hope, a lost hope, that it may be a waste of your time for you to have this hope. So if a person is a bad person, if you're wondering if this is a good person is going to be able to work things out with you. They're going to be able to want to hear what you have to say. This person is not going to make it worse. All right, it's always hard when you go to try to get a problem resolved. A lot of people deal with this in HR. All right, a lot of people deal with this when they're at their job. All right, a lot of people, if they call them whistleblowers, they call people who, and all it is you standing up for yourself. If a person doesn't like when you stand up for yourself, they shouldn't bother you. But bullies don't understand that. They don't care to understand that. And they think that they're going to have this behavior towards you and get away with it. Even if you don't go to HR or you can't, you don't have to let them get away with that. You have to stop letting people take a crap on you. You have to stop people in their tracks. You got to say something to people, but it'll come to you because you may not know what to say. You may be reactionary. You may want to just rip them up, head off. You mother, whoa. Or you may just want to and here's the thing. That's called a reaction. That's called you gonna have to start yourself a business. All right, because you won't have a job acting like that. All right, and maybe you don't need a job. All right, maybe you're actually supposed to be working for yourself. And if you consider yourself a chosen one, all chosen ones are supposed to be working for themselves. We're not supposed to be working for another company. We're not supposed to be working for somebody else. So you have to work wherever you have to work your job until you can work your dream job. And that's the goal. The goal is to work your job until you work your dream job. You work your current job for however many years you have to. You work for someone else however many years you have to until you can work for yourself. Or if your idea is that great, put it into motion immediately. You have to use your dream reality that you create as a buffer to shield you and protect you from entities. This is your dream world, right? Yes, it is. Everything that Dexter Yeager said, everything that you experience is a result of dreams come true. He's a famous author. Dexter Yeager, and businessman, very successful author and businessman. Dexter Yeager said that everything that you're experiencing is a result of dreams come true. Even down to experiencing people in their negative behavior. But if you have enough outside influences of negative behavior, your perception can be changed to think that that's how the world works and that's how the world goes. But it's not. The world is subject to your thought. The world is subject to your thinking. The world is subject to how you perceive things. You move things. You're not moved by things. Things try to move you. But they're unsuccessful to a person who knows that they're God. When people don't change from the beginning and they stay the same, that's a clear sign that person don't give a rat's you know what about you or whatever issue you have with it. They want to continue to move how they're moving. They want to continue to treat you how they're treating you, and on top of that, they want you to be okay with it. They don't want there to be any issue with it at all. We're going to treat you like this and you're going to take it. No, that's not what's going to happen. All right. So now that you are this person who has no issue setting boundaries and standing up for themselves, once you call people out, right, and they don't decide to change, that's a sign for you to decide what your next move is. Because only bad people are going to make the situation worse than it already was. A lot of people deal with this at their job. They may be experiencing a hostile work environment. They may be experiencing narcissists in the workplace. They may be experiencing shade throwing. They may be experiencing bullying, workplace bullying. People think things that people think are harmless, but ways which people want to act, which they're not going to change. And there's nothing you can do about it because they're who they are. They do their whatever they do for them. And on top of that, if it's mobbing taking place, workplace mobbing taking place, it could potentially be a situation to where you're outnumbered and to where you have to work your mind around the type of people that you have to be around and deal with in a positive way, even no matter how negative they try to make things for you. But at the end of the day, you end up being the one who's rising above all this. Things people acting like they're not seeing, things people are doing and acting like it's not happening. Oh, I didn't just take a shit on him. You did. All right. People try to act like they don't, but they do. But it's the repetitiveness of it. That's why the first time you hear them say their little corny ass remarks, you could look past it and be like, huh, whatever. But the 100th time, the 80th time, the 70th time, a person's mind tends to get tired of it. And that's why it's abuse. That's why it's abuse, and it becomes workplace abuse. But no one says anything. People are okay with it. And sometimes if you speak your piece, you could possibly be fired. Or you could possibly end up in a worse situation than you are. So if you are dealing with this, it's best to just Just let this stuff go and work on your mind and become stronger than what they do to you. Become stronger than who they are to you, and know that you are stronger than what they do to you, and you are stronger than who they are to you. And it may seem like it's nothing at all, but if it's a way that you wouldn't treat another person, and so if it's something that you don't like, you have to keep it real with you. Other people may be able to gloss over that, look past that. If it's something that you're not feeling, you know what? This just don't sit right with me. I really don't care, but it just don't sit right with me. You gotta call people out, not disrespectfully, but in a way to where you can communicate to them, hey, I don't like this. Can we stop this? Are we all here for the betterment of each other, the upliftment, the progress, the success of one another? Or is it just a you know what show? Because if that's the case, hey, everybody's got some stuff to sling. We all got some stuff to sling. It's just that you are so busy working on yourself, your stuff is at a minimum. Your stuff is minimal, very small, very little. You done worked on yourself so much to where new stuff is popping up. You already know the answer to it. Oh, okay, that's just this, that, a little bit of this, boop-de-boop, wop-de-wop, boop, got it. Figured out. I know how to handle this situation. I can deal with these kinds of situations. I pop my ears. But negativity is toxicity. I don't care if it's a little light negativity. I don't care if it's just oh, that's not that bad negativity. I don't care if it's just they're just playing negativity. If it's something that you don't like, right? You currently have to experience it. If you can, keep going through it. Fight through it, work your way through it, and get to where you need to go. All right? Because things are only temporary. Things don't last forever. Bad energy is temporary. It's not gonna last forever. If you're truly a positive person, you, through the power and presence of God in you, will create a way for you to get away from all the negativity that you are currently experiencing. See, I guess, there are onlookers outside looking in, and what they see, they figure they got it all figured out. Figure they got you figured out, your situation figured out, and they feel they know everything. And if they don't know, now they know, because they're gonna find out everything. They're gonna find out everything. What you had for breakfast, what time you pooped it out. They want to know it all. They want to know it all. What time you went to the bathroom. They want to know everything. Some people. All right, some people just don't let you have anything to yourself. They want to know all of it. And you can tell by the gaslighting. You can tell by the behavior they display towards you. And there's a way to be positive to people that you don't like. Everybody's not going to like you. You're not going to like everybody. It's called respect. But when people start crossing boundaries, that's when you have to call people out. Hey, that's when you have to say something. Hey, when people cross boundaries, that's a sign. If it's not a sign of disrespect, it's a sign that there's no respect for that particular situation. And no respect is very close to disrespect. Person may not be disrespecting you, but the next closest thing to it is no respect. So if you're dealing with someone and yeah, and then it just gets worse, that's something that you're going to have to override in your mind. That's something that you're going to have to make a decision. What do I do? Am I going to keep doing my thing, or am I going to, do what I got to do? You have to decide that. But don't let negative people make situations worse for you. Don't trip over anybody that is acting like they're not doing something, but they are. if you're doing your best to try to alleviate issues and get things worked out, hey, guess what? You're doing your part. You're doing the best that you absolutely can, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So when you originally call somebody out for something and it gets worse, don't blame yourself. You know what? I should have just left that alone. I shouldn't even said anything, because now they're aware of what they were. See, that's just how you know people are evil. That's how you know it's a toxic environment. When somebody is aware of what they're doing and it bothers you, and they finally figures out what bothers you, and they continue to do it even more, that person is garbage. That's a horrible person inside and out. That person is rotten to the core. They need some home training. They need some God in their life, some good in their life. And people like that don't deserve to be around you. People like that don't deserve to be in the presence of good people. And who's good and who's bad is up for interpretation. But like I said, if there are certain things, certain standards you have, if there's no respect and people cross a line, that's disrespectful. You got to stand up for that. You have to let people know that, hey, don't cross that line. I don't like that line being crossed. Cross your own lines. All right, stay behind these lines. Don't cross these. Don't try this. Don't do that. None of this. And if people go and break those boundaries, they show you. I mean, boundaries are great. They show you that who has respect for you. If a person has respect for you, they're going to respect that boundary. But if they're not going to respect that boundary, that person is sending a key signal to you that, hey, I'm really not invested in this like you think I am. I can act like I am. I can make you believe I am. I can play on you. I can play with you. Make you think that, hey, yeah. But, you'll have individuals that will do that, and they'll do that to get close to you. All right, they want to get close to you. They want to get all up in that energy, baby. All right, they want to get all up in you. You got good energy, don't you? They want to get all up in it. All right, because only bad people keep being negative, worse than you originally called them out in the beginning. If people are originally called out for something and they just act like, just ignore, that person is sending the biggest you could ever possibly imagine. That is someone that you don't play close. That's someone that you keep your enemies closer, you keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. That's someone that you keep close enough to where you can keep an eye on them to make sure ain't nothing happening to you, but you don't be buddy or friendly with that person. You can't trust them. And you have to be wise with your discernment, and you have to be selfish with your trust. You can't just give it to everybody, because if you do, it's like touching the stove and leaving your hand on it while it's hot. You won't get burned. There's no way around it. Your hand is going to get burned. You turn the stove on, you touch it, after a while, 10, 20 minutes is on, yeah, it hurt. It's the same thing with what I just said. And keeping people around, keeping yourself in certain people's presence, playing around with people who are playing with you, because even though they're playing with you, they're not playing with you. These people would take you out if they could. They'll wipe you off the face of this earth if they could, God forbid. But don't go from negative to worse. If the situation is negative, if the situation is already jacked up, if you do the best you could do, hey, that's it. If people come after you, if people try to do revenge, anything, you're going to have to document some things. You're going to have to write some things down. You're going to have to keep some notes. Because, sometimes, folks forget that they could, sometimes people forget that they could be in trouble for certain stuff like this. And that's why it's best to just ignore it. But if you really have to, if it's really bad, if it's like causing so much trouble for you to where you can't even just, think straight, or if it's attacking your health, you have to. If your health is good, and if it's something that's just maybe, it's just getting on your nerves, it's bothering you, do your best to let it go. It's not easy to have people try to get on your nerves on purpose. It's not easy for you to have to go through all the subliminals and all the weird things other people are doing because they're jealous of you and intimidated and want to be as good as you or better than you. But they have to be themselves. Sometimes some people will keep some things going. Sometimes people will try to get bad on you. Sometimes people will try to flex on you. Especially when you call them out for things. When you call someone out for something and say they start to get upset, say they start to get mad, say they start to act like it's a big deal or a big fuss. This person's trying to intimidate you. Don't fall for the okie doke. Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I see all of that. But I still need you to do what I need you to do. And I mean, if all else fails, the person who can stay the calmest, all that rah-rah stuff, it is what it is. Pop my ears, man. Just defend yourself. Defending yourself is something everybody is able to do. All right, it's your instinct. It'll just come to you. So you might as well let everything else come to you too. Even God forbid. But if trouble is, would you rather go to trouble or would you rather have it come to you? Neither. But if it had to, hey, God forbid. But it's not like you go looking for it. But sometimes it does go looking for you, and sometimes if it does, self-defense is necessary. Because people like this usually have backgrounds where they have problems with authority. And if someone has a problem with your authority, but your authority is over yourself and each and every person governs themselves, it's like, wait a minute, you don't have no power or control over a person individually. But that's what they think they do. That's what, people like this believe about themselves. So, a good person is not going to want to continue something negative. They're not going to want to continue something that's harming someone. They're going to work with you any kind of way. Hey, we can work this out. Hey, how can we fix this? Hey, closed mouths don't get fed. You got to communicate with people. You got to talk to people. You got to see if you can work something out. But with some people, it's really no point in trying to talk to them, because you could almost pretty much see and feel where it's going because the behavior. And if you call them out on it, if they act like they're not doing it, you're not getting anywhere with that person. That's not going anywhere. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. That person is a deceiver. They're a deceiver. All right, that person is not being honest, and as that person is not telling the truth. All right, so if that person wants to be a coward and play this cat mouse game of you did, no I didn't, it's best that you realize you're dealing with someone that's not gonna let this go. Some people don't let stuff go. All right, you working on you letting stuff go, you're becoming this better person, this bigger person, taking all these high roads to success. And you'll have people who are still on the low vibrational avenue, pathway of life, wondering why you left your footprints there, and why they can't fill them, and why they still have to see you, why they still have to be in the same area or vicinity or position or environment or neighborhood or apartment. So when you have a good person that'll work with you, make sure you work with them. All right. And peep the signs that I told you. All right. Toxic people, they may try to hide it. If they cut you off when you're trying to tell them about it, if they act like they're not doing it, if they change the subject, if they act like it doesn't exist, if it seems like it's not important to them, or if they pop fly and give you an attitude for trying to talk to them about something, this person is using some dirty mind games on you. All right. And how you stop it is by recognizing it. This isn't something you have to keep figuring out. You recognize it, okay, snake, out the pit you go. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to all my subscribers. Feel free to send a humble donation. The links are in the description. All right. I appreciate you guys for joining the live stream earlier today, and I hope to be going live later, and I'll see you all a little later. All right, let's keep it positive. Peace.